Good morning, everyone. Welcome to brunch at Gulfstream Park, we'll call it today. And you can see the track out there. It's sealed right now. We had a little bit of rain, but it is very warm out, so I'm sure by post time it'll be fast. And, of course, we have the all-weather Tapeta. And yesterday, very interesting thing in the Rainbow Six. Nobody had six. It was 5 out of 6 that paid $1,663, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah.
5 out of 6. These sequences have been awful tough. So today, they're going to bump it up to 100,000.
Yeah, and there were 2 live tickets for a sweep yesterday, and it's very rare where when it doesn't get hit on the single, there are no tickets, and that was the case yesterday. So if you got 5 out of 6, you had a nice little score there, and you can come back today and swing away. There you see it right there, $100,000 coming up in race 4, and I know you'll have a ticket.
And the 2 horses that were alive was your pick and my pick, and of course the 6 won it. So there you go.
Well, that worked.
Should have known that. First race today. It's about 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. Maiden special weight state bred 2-year-olds are going to scratch the number 2 Maximo in this opening race, and you know. The one to beat 6-5 is Malcolm's on the Run, which I know believe you put on top of your ticket.
Yeah.
Did you use? What'd you use in your early pick 5?
Yeah, we'll take a look at it here. I initially had 5 deep here that the 2 Maximo came out. I didn't use your pick, Beast Market. Maybe I'll regret that. In race 2, which 52 is the order. Emma and I think we both have some interest with a video and a stat coming up. There's the single, Queen Cupid, in race 3, and then we go 3 by 3. I mean, Panther Island's going to be a huge favorite in race 4, Ronnie. I don't know. I don't trust them, so I didn't pick them. And then in race number 5, the 11, that's my long shot today. Bach all the way on the outside for Scott Acker at 15 on the morning line.
15, and I'm liking that. Now, getting back to this race here, Malcolm's on the Run. Okay, we'll start it off and say this one's the one to beat.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go back and show you the performance of a horse that was in that race, and it was the number 6 that day, is Beast Market. First, we're going to show the start where this horse comes out and bops the horse next to it, right? So knocks it off stride, both of them, and he's way back. So, of course, you know, he's got it. Now he turns for home, and he's the number 6, and you're going to see him right now. He's going to come in and bother your horse right here. So he comes in, he drifts in. Of course, he gets disqualified and plays 4th. Here's what I liked about the horse after all of that. He fights on.
Yeah, he did.
He does. He fights on. He's right there at the wire. You know, of course, he finishes 4th. He's, and he's sent out. He's actually finishes 4th. I think it was 4th in there. But they take him down. They named Lionel Reyes today. He had so much trouble. He deserved to come down, bopping those horses around. I was looking for a price, 6-1. The trainer's Rafael Romero, and he's got Lionel Reyes, as I mentioned. So I'm thinking maybe this horse with a straight and clean trip, second start, can upset. I'm looking for a price. Would I not use Malcolm's on the Mill? Absolutely have to use Malcolm's on the Run, excuse me.
Yeah, and he's got experience. We've talked about that a lot, too. Both of these horses obviously do have experience, and that's an edge in here. With that being said, there's not too many first-time starters. You know what I found interesting? Number 4, D. Coldest. So here's Rohan. We know how good he is, right? He does everything at such a prolific level. This is not, he's just not something he does a lot. Start 2-year-old first-time starters. This horse has got big works. There's no real pedigree here. The works jump off the page. Edgar Perez is here. Very interested. You know, Rohan might be starting to get better stock, too, and he might start playing in this game kind of a little bit. Very interested to see how this horse runs today.
You know, the number 6 horse in here, Scandalissimo, is the son of Gervin by Taylor Vacati, debuting for Jorge Delgado, and I believe you found the stat on this.
Yeah, I'm gonna reel off a couple of them. We'll show the initial stat here that we're going to talk about. So here's Jorge, 7 for 21, 210 sprinting first-time starters at Gulfstream. Okay, now I'm going to talk about another stat. These Gervins, Ronnie, 4 for 8. So far as a freshman sire, Gervin, with his first-time starters. Small sample, 4 for 8 for Gervin. So take note of that. He's been a very precocious first-time sire.
What about what you find with the first-time starter, Patali, I believe it is, this one for Ralphie with Ralph Nix with Edgar Zayas in the saddle? Yeah,
this horse is interesting. And being bet right now at 7-2, there's some pedigree here. It's the 6 full out of the dam. This is a half to Corey, who we know, won the stakes here earlier this year. And then also Happy Form, who won a Grade 3 and over $600,000. So there's a reason this horse should be able to run a little bit. And I look over at the board, very early though, 7-2 right now.
7-2, so taking that money, that's always very important. Race number 2 this afternoon is going to be about a mile, 70 yards on the Tapeta. This one's claim is Fillies and Mares 4 and up, 12-5 down to $10,000. Now, we did have a couple of scratches in here. A horse that I actually had in second, Phil Maurice, and also the number 6, Sil Manella. And as you mentioned, we both have some interest in Emmer and I. And I'm going to start it off and pick it up. I'm going to pick it up from about the 3/16 pole home, which he battles to the wire. I just thought this was a fun race to watch. You're going to see her there. She is the number 7 in there. And look, you can just see her right in the middle. And now she's got people, horses to her left, horses to her right. And she just is so game, and she prevails by this neck, as you'll see when they cross the wire. You see this horse closing on the outside. Everybody's coming to the wire together. But she holds on and wins it by that neck.
Yeah, I thought she ran very, very well. Now we'll take a look at the stats. Unfortunate, Ronnie, we're going to get nowhere near 4-1 with the scratches in here. So this is a double stat. How about this? 3 for 3 routing off the claim on Tapeta. So, I mean, Carlos doing his thing. Overall, though, how about this? Off the claim on overall, the last 5 years, routing, 15 for 37, 41%, 415 ROI.
Yeah, that horse is going to be really a low price in here. Well, the other horse that we have in second is a good horse, Kosei. This one, the number 2, 4 for 5 in the money on the Tapeta. Returns to the all-weather after rallying to finish 4th against Similar, going a mile on the turf. Orby Mirage going to have Edgar Perez in the saddle this afternoon.
And you know what I like here, too, and we know how good this barn is. This is going to be the first time Kosei runs on the Tapeta for Aubrey Mirage. So we could get a move up here. I think we clearly got a move up last time on the turf. Now we go back to the Tapeta. Ronnie mentioned it, 2 of the 3 lifetime wins. Listen, 2 for 5 on the Tapeta, 1 for 14 everywhere else. Kosei could move up in a big way here.
And the other horse that's a little interesting in here is Serenaded Kitten, who's dropping to the 12-5 level, stretching out to the mile and 70 yards. If you look at this horse's past performances, 2 for 4 in the money at that distance. Never got involved last time with those 32,500 optional claimers. That was going 5 on the Tapeta. That's not this horse's game. 5-horse field. A horse maybe you had somewhere on your ticket to try and beat Emmer and I, who I think's the one to beat.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen a lot from Samantha Dobles, but she's been doing some pretty good work. Now you said the drop and the stretch back out. I think they both helped this horse.
The race number 3 is 7 furlongs. Maiden claim is Fillies and Mares, 3-year-olds and up, $25,000. Once again, we had a couple of scratches this morning in the 2. First, Ikali, I think it is, and the number 4, Tank Top. We'll see how this plays out with this 5-horse field. And Queen Cupid, strictly the one to beat with the scratches or without. Second, against a notch tougher, going to 7 furlongs on the dirt, a couple of starts back, returns to the main track, failed to get on track against those 25 maidens going a mile 70 on the Tapeta. Hey, it's Peter Walder, Miguel Vasquez. Got to deal with the inside post.
Yeah, the scratches don't help her either. I'll admit that, Ronnie, because Tank Top was going to be the speed and part of the pace at least, and Queen Cupid might need a little bit of it up front, but Miguel Vasquez, he's the leading rider for a bunch of different reasons, but putting his horses in the right spot and reading the racing form is, to me, right around the top of the list. So, yeah, I think Queen Cupid clearly the one to beat in here.
One of my favorite angles, the horse you have in second, I have a third on Captured Grays. This one also from Peter Walder. Cuts back to 7 furlongs on main track after showing speed and going long on the grass. The barn, they're good. They're 21% with the turf to dirt move. One of my favorite angles is horses that show speed going long on the grass and turn back. Everybody thinks they're going to be on the lead. This horse is not going to be on the lead. He's going to sit off, but you make a great point with Tank Top being out of there. Race sort of gets a little weird when with the pace of the pace out of the race.
Yeah, without a doubt, because I think What a Corker now with an aggressive ride from Edgar Zayas might clear in here.
Well, let's take a short break. Then we'll come back. We'll have my Rainbow 6 ticket, as we mentioned, with a $100,000 gross jackpot guarantee.
We're ready for the start. they're off.
Welcome back, Gulfstream today. Ron and Brian, about 11:45 in the morning, not the afternoon. It will be afternoon too.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's right around the corner. Of course, we have the 12:30 first post today with 9 races on the card. So the Rainbow Six is going to start right here in race number 4. It's about 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. And I am in agreement with you with Panther Island. Absolutely want to beat, but I had to put, I had to go with Creative Kid. Also, going to show you my ticket, and I used the 7 Sarawat, who's going to be ridden today by Junior Alvarado. We'll talk about that race in a minute, but I agree with you on that. Too deep in race number 5 with C Como No and Bankers Hours for me. Race number 6. I went 3 deep in there. Malraux is now going to be ridden by Hector Berrios, Saif, the 10, and the 4 B by the Sea. I got a video on that horse I want to show you. And in race number 7, 2 deep, I like Starlight Walker today, but I used Poseidon Sun. Race number 8, oh, buddy Lamplighter Jack is back. Knows how to win, but Uno Tiger had a tough start last time out. I used those 2. And in the last race, I like the 11, Rock Solid Works here. This one, Henry Collazo with a win yesterday. Thought maybe this horse can do it, but I did get some coverage with the Beast. Pepito's the 6. I left the 12 off. I don't know how much that's going to hurt me today. He's the 5-2, I believe, morning line favorite in there. Getting back to the 4th, 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. Starter optional claim is 3-year-old start, 35 or less. So the tag, 35. Scratch the 2, figure it out. And Panther Island, moves to the Ruben Gracita barn after the claim, stretches out to 5.5 after keeping his record unblemished when he defeated this level of competition. Going 5 furlongs on the Tapeta. Lino Reyes goes for the hat trick. Hard not to like this horse somewhere on your ticket.
It is. It isn't. But I don't know. For some reason, I don't trust him. He's going to be a really short price in here. 9-5 on the morning line. We've got a scratch. And on paper, honestly, he looks about 4-5. But now we're away from Safi. So, we've got to improve or keep our form. Not easier said than done. The barn has a win off the claim, so that's a positive. And the barn is doing well at the Royal Palm Meet. I thought the inside could be a little tricky. And again, it's a short, very, very short price on a horse that maybe today comes back a little bit. But with that being said, he is something to 5 in here.
Yeah, and I like Creative Kid, too. The one you have on top was drop it to this 35 level today and going back to the all-weather surface.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I, to me, I think the drop plays. We've got Elizabeth Dobles in here as well. And, again, we're going to be a much, much better price than the favorite, Panther Island. And I think that's beneficial, too. Plus, we're outside of him, too. So, maybe Chantel can kind of see what he's doing down in there and act accordingly. But I thought this horse has good form on the Tapeta. Now we're going to sprint on the Tapeta, too. And he got that tightener out of the way last time sprinting because he had been routing. And I think, last time might have been a little sharp for him. Now he's got it out of the way. Maybe he moves forward.
I used the Sarawat in here, and this one is the 7, which used a little further down, and this one is stretching out the additional half furlong, and rallied to finish 3rd behind Panther Island, going 5 panels last time out. We mentioned this, how good Junior Alvarado has been riding the Tapeta course, and he will be aboard this horse this afternoon. So Sarawat, I think a run from Mirat Sankal, a gelded son of midshipman in here. So why not put this one on your ticket?
I think the post position and the fact that the Tapeta now, we've seen a little bit of late outside stalker closers have done well. Maybe that helps him bridge the gap to Panther Island,
In a similar situation with Unified Conquest right behind Panther Island last time out, stretching out that little bit.
Yeah, without a doubt. We get Miguel here as well, and, maybe the pace helps him and the fact that the favorite's down inside.
How good did Miguel ride yesterday, boy? He's good.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Three-bagger yesterday. Yeah. And we talked about it in the office, and it's, he doesn't there's no 0 for 22s for him. You know what I mean? He gets a win, and then sometimes he's got 3, and it's just no surprise that he's extending his lead in the standings.
Yeah, and every Friday we show the standings, and every Friday he's like that 2-3 above. And
exactly.
You say, I don't remember him winning that many races. Now, when he has a 3-win day, but like you said, he gets 1 a day, 2 a day. He's always right there. He's been riding in great form.
Yeah.
With that said, we'll flip the page, go to race number 5 today. About 5 furlongs on the Tapeta Claimers. These are 3-year-olds of 4 and up, non-winners of 2 in life. 12.5 down to 10,000. Scratch the inside horse, 1 Pharaoh Cat. And, of course, when we're done, Peter, will update you with everything you need to know in here. And you got your late pick 5 ticket here.
$36, and I didn't use mailbox money. I could have put him in for 48. I'm going to fade him a little bit. 3 deep here, 4 deep in race 6. And the top pick in there is Amor Lejano on top. The single is in race 7. Magic Eclipse, Ronnie, my best bet of the day. We're going to kind of do it, try to hope what Steel Sunshine did yesterday, and that's just loop this entire field with the crazy pace signed on. Uno Tiger, I'm with you there. You mentioned that one already. Just loves the Tapeta. I'm going Danley in the final race. 0 for 17. We're going to get it done today. David Baracco and Padarak Luckman, we're going to try to blow this race up a little bit.
Well, there you go. That'll pay really nice, $36, and we'll see how that plays out. Getting back to the 5th, I started it off with a horse, and that is number 7, Si Como No, who's dropping to 12.5 level and after returning from a big layoff. And I was able to count this one because it's close to a year. 349 days, finished second. I'm going to go back and show you that last race. We're going to just pick it up from the turn from the home to the wire. Now, you got to watch this horse here, number 5 horse, just getting steadied back at the quarter pole here, and just has nowhere to run. It's got to sort of put on the brakes, and there you see it, gets put back. It's sort of got to get control, get shuffled back in the race, then just comes on the outside. I thought ran an okay second in here to run well in there. So that is Si Como No, and you're going to see this horse just coming down. We mentioned this 1,000 times. He had a re-rally, get the engine started again, and here he comes flying in the stretch. Was that enough at the quarter pole to, stop him from winning? I don't know, but he certainly ran on afterwards.
Well, yeah, I don't think he was going to win, but he was going to be a heck of a lot closer, and it's just a testament to how well he ran. You said it. He comes and re-rallies again. It's a $20,000 claimer. We said it. Like you said, don't have a lot of gears with these kind of courses. Now we drop, and now let's take a look at the trainer's stat, too, to further kind of enhance his chances in here, because Antonio, this is his game here. 4 for 10 now, second off this long layoff. Big ROI. I love that. And he wheels him right back, too, 9 days ago. I love that. I'm always a fan of that. Some people think that's are kind of tread lightly on those kind of angles. To me, it's a confident move.
Well, your long shot's in here, right? Bach. It's on the outside, and that is from Scott Acker's barn.
So look at all these horses. We got Mailbox Money. We got Awesome Pudding. We got Dirt Road Dollars, Banker's Hours, Joyful Surprise, Sovereign of Speed. What do they all want to do? They want to roll early. Here's Bach. He cuts back last time to 5.5 furlongs off all those route races. And I mentioned it with your horse in the last race, how I thought it was a little sharp for him. And, he gets run off his feet. Well, now he's got it under his belt. We got a race with a ton of speed. The track seems to fit this style a little bit. We got Jason Huellas. I know he's a 10-pound apprentice. He doesn't have a lot of wins. He doesn't get on a lot of live mounts. I think he's done pretty good with the stock he's been on, Ronnie. And maybe he can loop this field today because there is going so much speed up front.
He won one yesterday.
He did, yes.
He won one yesterday. You mentioned a couple of these horses, like the number 6 Banker's Hours, who's turning back to 5 after surrendering that late lead. Went second in front of a pair of next out winners going 5.5. It's Safi Joseph Jr., Edgar Zayas going to certainly get a lot of play in here. Second choice on the morning line.
Yeah, he's dangerous. Edgar will probably be able to get him to settle a little bit, and that's a big, big kind of coup for him because they're going to be rolling early, and if he can just settle a bit and get first run, that's very, very key.
I think their dollars going back to this distance can be a danger. And I don't know if this one has to be on the engine, but could be certainly in there and ridden by Edgar Perez today from under De La Cerda.
Yeah, he went 7 last time, and I think the cutback for him is helpful, too, because he doesn't want to see that trip out.
And I'm glad you went deep in this race because this one is a real head scratcher for me. 5.5 from talking about race number 6. This one is about 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta starter optional claimer. 4 and up, started for 8 or less. or the optional tag is $16,000. And these horses that we know very well in here, Jockey Changing the 9, Malraux, Make the Rider, Hector Berrio, Scratch the Inside Horse, New York Style, and you went with the number 5 horse in here. I'm liking that, and that is Amor Lejano.
Yeah, I mean, we get Edgar Perez. He's been riding so well. I thought this horse ran big last time. Yes, the flow helped him. There's no doubt about it. But, you know, he's got back to the Tapeta. It was a very, very fast race for the level. I don't think this rise in class is, you know, all that significant, to be completely honest with you. I think it's basically a lateral move, and I think he's in very, very good form for Louis Duco. And the other thing, too, Ronnie, I think this is a Tapeta horse. You look at his prior 2 Tapeta races earlier during the championship meet, they were his best races. So now I think he kind of affirmed last time he really likes his surface.
Well, you want to talk about a Tapeta horse, you got to talk about the number 9, Malraux, who's facing these 16 starter option claimers. Responded in the first race after the claim by Jose D'Angelo with his 4th consecutive sprint victory on the Tapeta. Hector Berrio is going to jump aboard, trying to make it 5 in a row today.
Yeah, I just thought maybe the class rise and the fact that speed hasn't been holding particularly well, and there's other speed in here. I thought I wanted to fade him because who's to his outside, Ronnie?
Yeah.
Saif, and that's a real problem for Malraux, and it's a real problem for Saif, too. I'm tossing them both.
Let's go with the, let's show you the race on from B by the C on May 28th. We're going to pick this up when this horse turns for home, and there you see it's circled by our buddy Bob in here. This one is the number 7, B by the C, and just runs a good race. I just wanted to show you, pick it up, how this one is running. Here you see the number 7 making that move here, and you're going to watch when it comes to deep stretch here what goes on. And I thought this horse ran exceptionally well. Sort of got hurted, had to stop for that second. Now goes on and gets beat a whisker in this race. You know, after having to steady a little bit and maybe hurt it a little bit, and comes up. It's Marcial Navarro, and Miguel Vasquez is going to be aboard.
2 for 32.
Yeah, that was almost 3 for 31 there after you get steadied. So you got to look at it that way. And then the number 8, Campeador, moves to Jose Gallegos' barn after claim stretches out. Broke slowly from the rail, finished 3rd against similar Angel Arroyo.
Yeah, you know what? I use him because of the flow of the race. He scares me a little bit because his figures seem to be going the wrong way, and now Liz Doble's had him, and now he's away in the barn off the claim. We'll see if we can maintain that form. But to me, a lot like the stakes we're going to show on the lightning round, this race could fall apart because they are going to fly early.
Race 7 this afternoon. Of course, I have a major player in there from Mike Maker in that previous race. Race 7 is 7 furlongs on the main track. Starter optional claimer 3 and up. Starter for 35 or less. So the optional tag of 35,000. Jockey change on the number 7. Poseidon Sun make that rider Miguel Vasquez. And you went with the number 6 horse, and here we'll start with that. Is Magic Eclipse.
Yeah, that's my best bet of the day. And, he got back to the races last time. It was a sloppy track, but, he ran really, really well. And Smiling Tuffles comes back to win, so it's a live race he comes out of. He's got big prior form as well. And another race. It's kind of the theme of today and maybe the weekend. There's just so much speed in this race, and I think it just it falls right into his lap.
Well, the number 2 horse is where I went in here. Another horse you did not use on your ticket. Goes to the Ken Sweezy barn after the claim. Stretches out to 7. Used his speed to defeat those 35 claimers. Was the favorite that day, going 6.5. Edgar Perez handles. This is a very consistent son of Tapiture.
Yeah, and Kent does a good job. But, we got to improve off Dave Fawkes. Again, easier said than done. And I just looked at this race, Ronnie. We got speed to the inside with C. Trident. Acertico's there. First rules, not letting anybody get away after he was chasing Mish last time. Starlight Walker's going to have to run hard in here.
The number 7, Poseidon Sun, who won his 2 previous sprints on the main track. If you add him up, he won it by a combined 11 lengths. Is stepping up after defeating those 20 claimers, going the 7.5 furlong distance, which you like. Liz Doble's going to have Miguel Vasquez in the saddle this afternoon. But his horse ran pretty nice.
Yeah, he did, and he's dangerous because he's going to get first run on my horse, Magic Eclipse, and Miguel will have him sitting just off the speed. And you said it. Look at the last two of his last 2 races, just dominant, and Liz has got him going good again.
Yeah, you got a stat on Liz, I believe?
Yeah, let's take a look at it. This is a repeat winner, I believe. Last out sprint winners, 27%. The ROI, not exceptionally high, but, this is a high percentage barn. So I've said this in the past. That doesn't concern me that much. I'm more especially playing horizontals like I do. I'm more in tune to the winning percentage than the ROI, because that, to me, if I can get a horse to use as some leverage, that does the ROI is not as significant to me.
Race number 8 this afternoon, 1 mile, about mile and the 16th on the Tapeta starter optional claim of 4 and up. Started for 20 or less, so the optional tag of $32,000. Lost some of the speed in this race, some of the speed, not some of the speed. The number 3 reserve not attained, I thought was going to be a part of the pace in here. Got a jockey change on the 5 Roan Mountain, make that rider Miguel Vasquez. Miguel, everybody's jumping on board with Miguel today, so a great ride, and as we mentioned, having a great time. You have, you have number 6 Uno Tiger on top. Let's go back and show you this horse's. Well, first we'll show you the start in this race of Uno Tiger, and there you're going to see is the number 7, and he just gets, a bad start and gets shuffled back there. And you see now he's got to change his running style totally, because he's usually up on the pace or with the pace or near the pace, and now he has to change his running style, and he's got to come back and he's got to make do what he's doing. You see that the quarter time, the half time, 47.97. I thought this horse ran exceptionally well when he had to do and change, and you're just going to pick it up and show you as he comes to the wire here, and he runs well. Just does a good performance here. There you see him circled, and he just comes on after that bad start, and I think that absolutely cost this horse a chance at the victory.
Yeah, no doubt. And by the way, it was a stakes race too.
Yeah.
So he's very dangerous here. Now the race did fall apart. There's no doubt about that. But he's dangerous. He's 4 for 6 on the Tapeta. So going into that stakes race, he was 4 for 5 over the surface. He's a huge threat in here. Now, with that being said, the scratch of reserve not attained is like the biggest scratch of the month, because now Lamplighter Jack, who nobody can run down, is loose on the lead.
That's exactly what happened. That's why I pointed it out at the top, because everything changed sort of with that. And here's Lamplighter Jack stretching out a little bit, reeled off 3 consecutive victories, going a mile 70 yards in the defeat, including his last, when he defeated a couple of next out winners, Joe Orsino. What is this horse going for, number 4? So he's just running well. Orsino, Edgar Perez in the irons today.
They're all going well. Joe's had a really nice Royal Palm meet. He's done a heck of a job with this horse. Edgar's been on him the last 2 times, Edgar Perez, and he's won with him, and he's been in great form, tipping up around 20% at the meet, and they all got to kill. And you got to catch the best horse in the race. That's a real problem for the rest of them.
The number 7 horse in here, and that is Cooey. And we went back and listened twice to Pete Aiello. You see C-U-Y, you don't think it's Cooey? That's what he says, Cooey. So we're going with that for sure, who was a set to pace second behind Uno Tiger 2 starts back. 5th in the Soldier's Dance the last time out, that race we just showed. Breaks from the outside, speed on the outside. But he's going to deal with Lamplighter Jack. He's got that outside trip this afternoon. Maybe it's just a perfect setup for Uno Tiger.
Yeah, he ran okay last time, because as we alluded to and as we showed you, that race fell apart last time, and Cooey was chasing, and he held pretty well. We get a nice jock move here to Lionel Reyes. He's almost 20% with Liz Dobles. This is a high-percentage barn. And Cooey, the other thing, too, is I kind of think we thought, Ronnie, he was a sprinter, and he's run very, very well routing. He wasn't that far off Uno Tiger, and he's got the tactical speed to be close. Maybe he can keep Lamplighter Jack in his sights.
And the one horse, Yamato, and the connections must have said, oh, no, not Lamplighter Jack again. He's always right there. But Junior, as we mentioned, been riding great on the Tapeta here.
He has. He's got his work cut out for him, though, because Yamato is I had him in second. The scratch really hurts Yamato, because he's not quick enough to stay with Lamplighter Jack. It's just right there in front of you. And like you say, he's going to look over in the starting gate and say, oh, my goodness, he's here again.
Let's go to the final race of the day. It's about 5 on the Tapeta Maiden. Claim is 3 and up, 12-5. Scratch to both also eligible entries. The number 5 horse in here, Venezuelan Dreamed, is gelding. It's first time gelding, only time he can be a gelding actually in there. And you went, you got another price play in here with number 9, Danley.
I mean, another race, there's plenty of speed. It's all to the outside. The Beast and Rock Solid works. I thought Danley, 2 back sprinting. Okay, 2 back sprinting is what she's doing today. I thought he ran really, really well. David Baracco's booted home a couple big numbers in here. I know, we're 0 for 17. But when you're 0 for 17 and you're going to be 10, 12 to 1, you're allowed to try, as opposed to when you're, 1 for 31 and you're 3 to 5. Yeah.
The number 11, Rock Solid Words, looks rock solid to me in this spot. When he drops to the 12-5 level, after stumbling at the start, rushing up to duel for the lead throughout, and finishing second against those maidens, going 5 on the Tapeta. that was back in April. That's why I didn't pull the replay in here. Henry Collazo, nice win yesterday at 8-1. Has Lionel Reyes handling the return to action today.
That was my dig at Raspberry Ballet, by the way. Beat me out of pick 5 the other day at 3-5.
I told you he was going to win. I scratched into it.
I don't think there's any doubt Rock Solid Words is the horse to beat in here. Got to the Tapeta last time and ran well. Got pinched at the break, too, and he still gutted it out on the lead and almost won it. So he's dangerous.
If you go way back when we started this show today, I said the horse that was going to maybe get me was the number 12 who you have in second, and that is Senor G, Roderick Rodriguez.
I mean, we're lightly raced, maiden special weight dropper, adding Lasix. You know, you've got a line that we like to use. We'll leave it off the air, but, you know, this horse figures to wake up in here.
Well, that is the 9 races on the card, but we're not done. We got a really nice lightning round this afternoon, and you've been alluding to the horse coming off the pace all morning long.
Whew, whoosh, that's it. Because I don't know if he's going to be in your picture or not, Steel Sunshine. He might not be. Okay, here he is, coming on the outside, closing it down for Bobby DeBona. Congratulations. This was a heck of a carry back. There's King Cab doing his thing, just gutting the whole field. This was an epic meltdown in Steel Sunshine. The chiclet wasn't even on the screen, let alone the horse. Big effort.
Yeah, big effort, Bobby DeBona, and a nice win for him in that stakes action to carry back. Of course, we have our best bets in long shot. We've been talking about them. So what was your best bet?
My best bet is in 4-1 on Magic Eclipse. Who was your best bet? I must have missed it.
My best bet is Emma and I, 4-1. No, forget 4-1 right now. In long shots, you went, mine is in the first, but let's go with yours first.
Bach, 15. I should get 15
on
Bach.
That. My horse right now is 9-2, as usual, taking some money after that. The interesting, first race. So we'll see how that horse runs in there. And, boy, we had a couple of horses that shocked the world just about. One of two of them really did.
We've said this a lot in this space, how our horses have gone out of town and really performed well. And if you're following Key Biscayne, and here's Tax. Tax hasn't run since the Pegasus, I think, in 1982 or something like that.
Yeah, 593 or 493 layoff. A good horse, of course, was in the Pegasus 2 years ago. And comes back and wins here. And here's that performance with Key Biscayne. It just, the soft going there, and he just really runs a good race and pays what?
I think $74.
$74 to win. So really nice ride by a horse, and it's just good to see our horses go up there and beat these guys and get some money.
Yeah, and our old friend Hot Peppers won a grade 3 at Belmont yesterday, beating us, by the way. Yeah. We were live underneath. So, hey, you got to follow these horses. They've acquitted themselves very, very nicely out of town.
Well, now they got the track conditions sealed and muddy. We were waiting to see what it would be because we got on the air. Started at 11:30. Of course, the Tapeta, not a problem, will be good all day long. I mean, listed as good. It's fast all the time. So that is how we see this non-race card. We'll be back here for race number 1. But first, Pete Aiello, give you all those scratches.
The Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance is really the vehicle for the transition for our racehorses coming off the track into a second career and safe environment for these horses when they're done racing. I've been passionate about racehorses my whole life, animals in general, and without the TAA to provide that oversight, there would be a big void in terms of making sure that we have this ongoing safe environment for our off-the-track racehorses. I'm excited about the undertaking and excited about working with our board and our team at the TAA to continue the wonderful progress that has been made. So I'm very excited about what the future holds.